They thought they were hunting you. Little did they know, you were already 3 moves ahead in a game they didn't even realize they'd entered. Not long ago, you made a decision that would change everything. You decided to stop hiding your light under a bushel, to stop dimming your brilliance to make others comfortable, to stop apologizing for the gifts that flow through you like a divine river. That decision triggered something cosmic, something that would soon reveal itself in ways your enemies never anticipated. Listen closely, chosen one, because what began as their surveillance operation has now become their undoing. While they've been scheming in shadows, thinking they were clever with their whispered complaints and backstabbing reports, you've been operating on a frequency they can't even detect. They've been playing checkers while you've been orchestrating a symphony of destruction that will leave them questioning everything they thought they knew about power. The first sign of their desperation appeared when they started their coordinated attack. What they mistook for vulnerability was actually you gathering intelligence. What they interpreted as weakness was you allowing them to expose their true nature. Every complaint they filed, every lie they spread, every attempt to poison others against you was being carefully documented by forces they never knew were watching. But here's where the story takes its first crucial turn. Instead of cowering under their assault, you made a strategic decision that would prove devastating to their cause. You decided to respond not with their tactics of manipulation and lies, but with something they couldn't comprehend: absolute authenticity, backed by spiritual authority. This decision activated protection mechanisms they didn't know existed. The cosmic shift began immediately. Within days of your strategic pivot, their first ally abandoned their cause. Someone who had initially believed their lies witnessed your actual character under pressure and recognized the stark difference between their fabricated narrative and observable reality. This defection wasn't random. It was the universe's first move on a chessboard they couldn't see. Soon after, their second major miscalculation revealed itself. They had assumed you were isolated, vulnerable, easy prey for their coordinated assault. They escalated their harassment, thinking they could break your spirit before anyone noticed what they were doing. Instead, their increased aggression triggered the attention of someone with real authority who had been quietly observing the entire situation. This observer possessed something your enemies lacked: wisdom earned through experience and the ability to recognize authentic spiritual currency. They had watched this drama unfold with growing concern, not for you but for the spiritual blindness being displayed by your attackers. When the harassment reached intolerable levels, this authority figure made a decision that would seal your enemy's fate. The investigation began quietly, professionally, with the kind of thoroughness that exposes truth regardless of how deeply it's buried. Every email your enemies sent was retrieved. Every meeting they held was documented. Every whispered conversation was noted. They had painted themselves as victims while simultaneously creating an evidence trail of their own predatory behavior. But the most devastating discovery came when investigators uncovered the true motivation behind their campaign. It wasn't about any legitimate grievance. It was pure jealousy disguised as righteous concern. They couldn't bear watching you succeed where they had failed, excel where they remained mediocre, carry themselves with dignity while they wallowed in pettiness. As their campaign continued, the first domino fell with devastating impact. Their biggest supporter, the one person whose backing gave their lies credibility, received irrefutable evidence of their deception. Phone records showed coordination between people who claimed to have reached their conclusions independently. Email chains revealed deliberate manipulation of facts to support predetermined narratives. Character witnesses came forward with accounts that contradicted their fabricated stories. The betrayer's conversion from enemy to neutral observer happened overnight. One day they were actively supporting the campaign against you. The next day they were backing away from their former allies with visible discomfort. This wasn't mere abandonment, it was recognition that they had been manipulated into supporting something that violated their own values. Your enemy's response to this defection revealed their true nature in ways that shocked even those who thought they understood their character. Instead of accepting responsibility for their deception, they turned on their former ally with the same viciousness they had directed toward you. This tactical error exposed them as people who would attack anyone who threatened their narrative, regardless of previous loyalty. The second domino fell when their workplace complaints underwent serious scrutiny. What began as an investigation into your alleged misconduct transformed into an examination of their behavior patterns. Supervisors, who initially gave them the benefit of the doubt, started asking uncomfortable questions about their motivations and methods. The evidence was overwhelming. Every accusation they made was either provably false or revealed their own violations of policies they claimed to defend. Every witness they cited either contradicted their accounts or admitted to being pressured into supporting claims they knew were questionable. Every document they referenced either didn't exist or said the opposite of what they claimed, but the most damaging revelation emerged when investigators discovered they had been secretly recording conversations and meetings, hoping to gather material they could use against you. This violation of trust and policy wasn't just unethical, it was illegal in your jurisdiction. Their surveillance operation had transformed them from accusers into criminal suspects. The moment of reckoning is arriving that will be remembered by everyone who witnesses it. The investigation has reached its conclusion, the evidence has been compiled, and the decision-makers are preparing to deliver consequences that will rewrite the entire power structure of your environment. The meeting will be called with clinical precision. Your enemies will arrive expecting vindication, still believing their carefully constructed narrative will triumph over observable reality. They will have prepared statements defending their actions and demanding your removal from their vicinity. Instead, they're about to walk into a reckoning that will shatter their worldview completely. The evidence will be presented methodically, piece by piece, building an irrefutable case of coordinated harassment, deliberate deception, and systematic character assassination. Phone records showing their coordination, email chains revealing their manipulation of facts, witness statements contradicting their claims, documentation of their illegal surveillance activities. But the most devastating moment will come when they're confronted with recordings of their own conversations, obtained through legal means during the investigation. Their private discussions will reveal motivations they publicly denied, tactics they claimed not to use, and a level of malice that will shock even those prepared for the worst. The judgment will be swift and merciless. Termination letters are preparing to be handed out with the efficiency of cosmic justice finally manifesting in material form. Security clearances will be revoked. Professional references will be permanently tainted. Legal action will be threatened for their surveillance violations. Their careers are about to be effectively ended in a single afternoon, but their destruction will extend beyond professional consequences. The social networks they've counted on for support are beginning to distance themselves as word spreads about what the investigation has revealed. Friends who believed their lies are feeling manipulated and betrayed. Family members who supported their cause are learning they were fed fabricated information. Colleagues who respected them professionally are questioning their own judgment for trusting such deceptive individuals. The spiritual dimension of their downfall is about to manifest in ways that will challenge their materialistic worldview. They will attempt to curse what the universe has blessed, to diminish what higher powers have elevated, to destroy what cosmic forces have designated for protection. The backlash will be swift and merciless, manifesting in ways that defy their materialistic understanding of reality. Opportunities they feel certain to receive are about to vanish at the last moment. Relationships they count on will turn cold without explanation. Projects they've invested everything in are preparing to crumble for mysterious reasons. Their own negative energy, amplified by universal law, is about to return to them in waves that grow stronger each day. Meanwhile, your trajectory continues its upward climb with momentum that accelerates after each attack they launch. Every door that closes for them will open wider for you. Every resource they lose will find its way into your hands. Every ally they alienate is becoming your supporter. The universe is demonstrating its preference with a clarity that no longer requires faith to recognize. The Pleiadian faith to Rakavad's Pleiadian faith. parted words faith, de pledian for de meeste fire the fardy ganation tumtmart. They will discover they attacked someone operating under protection they couldn't perceive, carrying authority they couldn't challenge, pursuing purposes they couldn't understand. Their surveillance operation will be exposed as monitored by watchers they never detected. Their schemes will be revealed as neutralized by forces they refuse to acknowledge exist. After their campaign concludes, the reversal will be complete. They will be unemployed, professionally blacklisted, socially isolated, and spiritually depleted. You will be thriving in ways that exceed your pre-attack baseline, carrying new levels of authority earned through trials that reveal capabilities you didn't know you possessed. The healing energy that now radiates from you carries frequencies that neutralize toxicity on contact. People approach you with a different quality of respect, recognizing someone who has been tested under fire and emerged victorious. Your presence has become a blessing that elevates whatever it touches, while simultaneously repelling those who harbor malicious intentions. The medicine you carry extends beyond personal recovery into generational repair. Patterns of powerlessness that may have existed in your family line for centuries have been broken through your refusal to accept defeat. Spiritual debts accumulated over generations have been paid off through your victory. Blessings that were blocked by ancestral trauma now flow freely through the clear channel you've become. Your financial abundance carries a different quality now, resources backed by cosmic approval that arrive with perfect timing and multiply in ways that defy conventional wisdom. Every investment you make seems divinely guided. Every opportunity you receive appears perfectly orchestrated. Every dollar you earn feels like validation of your worthiness to receive universal support. The transformation extends into your physical environment as everything around you begins reflecting your elevated frequency. Spaces you inhabit feel lighter and more peaceful. Objects you touch seem to hold positive charge longer. Places you visit experience energetic upgrades that others notice and comment on. Your mere presence has become a catalyst for improvement wherever you go. Transition past to bind for profound change involves your relationship with conflict itself. Where once you might have dreaded confrontation, you now recognize opposition as divine curriculum designed to reveal new dimensions of your power. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate capabilities you're still discovering. Each enemy becomes an unwitting trainer, strengthening spiritual muscles you didn't know you possessed. The quality of people entering your orbit has undergone a dramatic upgrade. Low-vibration individuals who once felt comfortable around you now experience automatic repulsion that protects your energy without requiring conscious effort. Meanwhile, high-frequency souls are drawn to you like magnets, creating a new social ecosystem that reflects your elevated spiritual status. 3 major opportunities have emerged directly from your ordeal, each representing a different dimension of your transformed existence. The first involves recognition from institutions that carry significant cultural weight, acknowledgement of your character that was proven rather than merely claimed. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing entirely to put yourself to the test. When I confronted the archons beyond our reality, they made one thing clear. True chosen ones are rare. They laughed at the thought of us finding each other. Yet here you are watching this message. The Obsidian Inner Order isn't for everyone claiming to be awakened. We're the real ones, those who've seen beyond the veil, felt the call and carry the unmistakable frequency. But are you truly one of us? I have given you everything I've got, and I'm digging deeper to bring you even more. Don't just consume content from the sidelines. Real chosen ones take action. Share your story on our weekly group call. Get a revealing tarot reading from our resident card reader. Discover if your experiences align with the authentic signs. The Archons fear nothing more than chosen ones, recognizing each other. When we connect, our frequencies amplify and create a force they cannot stop. That's why we're going to be live streaming to the entire astral atom network to find every last one of us. Click the link in the description below now. It's time to stop wondering and confirm what you already suspect. Are you merely interested in awakening, or are you truly chosen? Prove it. Join us. The verification you seek awaits with the Obsidian Inner Order. The second reveals collaboration possibilities that wouldn't have existed without the purification process their attacks provided. The third unveils platforms that allow you to share wisdom gained through spiritual warfare with others who need similar guidance. Your enemy's children will grow up hearing cautionary tales about the time their parents challenged someone they should have left alone. These stories will serve as warnings passed down through generations about the consequences of attacking chosen ones. Their defeat becomes part of a larger narrative about spiritual laws that operate whether people believe in them or not. The network effects of your vindication continue expanding as people who witness this drama share their observations with others. Your story becomes a teaching tool about authentic versus counterfeit power, real versus manufactured authority, genuine versus performed spirituality. The lessons embedded in your victory spread through communities hungry for proof that justice still exists. The investigation that destroyed your enemies has been archived as a case study in how coordinated harassment campaigns inevitably expose their perpetrators. Future targets of similar attacks will have your precedent to reference. Future investigators will have your evidence trail to follow. Future authorities will have your outcome to consider when weighing similar complaints. The spiritual protection around you has evolved from defensive to offensive, actively working to eliminate threats before they can fully form. People who approach you with hidden agendas find their plans disrupted by coincidences that prevent them from getting close enough to cause damage. Individuals who speak against you discover their words carry consequences they never anticipated. Your thoughts have undergone a fundamental upgrade that affects everything you create. Ideas that enter your consciousness now carry implementation energy. They don't just inspire you, they practically organize themselves into actionable plans. Visions that visit your imagination arrive with detailed blueprints for manifestation. Dreams that once seemed impossible begin revealing step-by-step pathways to achievement. The cosmic justice system that protected you operates on principles your former enemies still refuse to acknowledge. Every action they took against you created equal and opposite reactions that served your highest good. Every resource they attempted to steal was returned to you with interest. Every relationship they tried to destroy was replaced with connections that actually deserve access to your energy. But the most satisfying aspect of your evolution involves watching their worldview crumble as they're forced to confront evidence their materialistic philosophy cannot explain. The synchronicities favoring you occur with such precision that even they begin suspecting forces beyond their comprehension. The protection around you operates with such efficiency that they start wondering if they stumbled into something bigger than their personal vendetta. Standing now in the aftermath of their failed assault, you understand with perfect clarity that disrespect directed toward chosen ones activates cosmic mechanisms designed to restore balance through devastating precision. The universe maintains perfect equilibrium, and those who attempt to create imbalance through attacks on protected souls will find themselves facing corrective measures that restore order with mathematical accuracy. The surveillance that began this tale has transformed into observation of a completely different kind. Instead of being watched by enemies seeking weakness, you're now observed by allies recognizing strength. Instead of being studied by people planning attacks, you're being examined by those hoping to learn from your example. The watchers have changed, but more importantly, what they see when they look at you has been transformed completely. Your enemy's defeat serves a purpose beyond personal vindication. It demonstrates to other chosen ones that their protection is real, their calling is legitimate, their mission is supported by cosmic forces that never sleep. Your triumph becomes their encouragement, your elevation becomes their inspiration, your vindication becomes proof that the universe maintains perfect balance through agents specifically designed for such purposes. They believed they were the predators, but they revealed themselves as victims of their own spiritual blindness. The game they thought they were winning was rigged from the beginning, in favor of someone who carries blessings they couldn't see, protection they couldn't penetrate, and destiny they could never destroy. The disrespect will not be tolerated. The get-back has been delivered. And you, chosen one, stand victorious in the light of divine vindication, elevated higher than ever before by those who thought they could bring you low. But the story doesn't end with their professional destruction. It transforms into something far more magnificent. What your enemies couldn't have predicted is that their assault activated dormant aspects of your spiritual DNA, awakening gifts that lay sleeping until pressure created perfect conditions for their emergence. They thought they were destroying you, but they were actually triggering your metamorphosis into something they could never have imagined facing. The healing abilities that began manifesting during the peak of their attacks now flow through you with unprecedented power. People who approach you carrying emotional wounds find themselves inexplicably lighter after spending time in your presence. Physical ailments that doctors couldn't explain begin resolving themselves around you. Mental fog that had clouded others for years suddenly clears when they enter your orbit. You've become a living medicine, a walking antidote to the toxicity they tried to inject into your world. This transformation wasn't accidental, it was divinely orchestrated. The universe needed someone who could demonstrate how authentic spiritual power responds to coordinated darkness. Your enemies became unwitting participants in a cosmic demonstration that would inspire chosen ones across the globe and serve as a warning to anyone else considering similar attacks. The financial abundance flowing toward you now carries supernatural acceleration. Opportunities that should have taken years to develop are manifesting in weeks. Investments that financial advisors called risky are producing returns that defy market logic. Revenue streams are opening from directions you never anticipated, as if the universe itself is compensating you for every moment of peace they stole from your life. Major institutions are preparing to reach out to you following their defeat, each offering partnerships that wouldn't have existed without the purification process their attacks provided. The first will be an educational organization that wants to document your experience as a case study in spiritual resilience. The second will be a media company interested in sharing your story as inspiration for others facing similar trials. The third will be a consulting firm that recognizes your ability to identify and neutralize toxic dynamics in organizational settings. But perhaps most significantly, your gift for detecting deception is evolving into something that borders on supernatural. You will soon sense manipulation attempts before they fully form, recognize counterfeit spiritual authority from across a room, and identify people's true motivations within moments of meeting them. Your enemy's assault is essentially training you to become immune to future attacks of similar nature. The ripple effects of your victory are extending far beyond your immediate environment. Other chosen ones who felt isolated in their own battles are drawing strength from your triumph. Your story is being shared in spiritual communities as proof that divine protection is real and active. People who had begun doubting the existence of cosmic justice are witnessing your vindication as evidence that the universe maintains perfect balance. Your former workplace is undergoing a complete cultural transformation since their removal. The toxic atmosphere they created through their presence is dissipating like smoke in the wind. Productivity is increasing dramatically as people no longer waste energy navigating their manipulative games. Morale is soaring as authentic collaboration replaces the fear-based dynamics they fostered. Even the physical space feels lighter, as if their negative energy is being permanently cleansed from the environment. The investigation that exposed them has been expanded into a comprehensive review of organizational policies designed to prevent future coordinated harassment campaigns. Your experience has become the catalyst for systemic changes that will protect countless others from similar attacks. The suffering they tried to inflict on you has been transformed into shields that will defend people you'll never meet. Meanwhile, your enemies are discovering that their exile from your environment is only the beginning of their consequences. The professional networks they counted on are quietly closing ranks against them. Industry contacts who once took their calls are suddenly unavailable, Opportunities they felt entitled to receive are being awarded to people with integrity. Their reputation for toxicity is spreading through channels they didn't know existed, creating barriers they'll never overcome. The spiritual dimension of their punishment continues to manifest in ways that challenge their materialistic worldview. Health problems that conventional medicine cannot explain or treat are plaguing them with increasing intensity. Relationships that seemed stable are crumbling under mysterious pressures. Financial investments they considered safe are failing for reasons that make no logical sense. They're experiencing firsthand what happens when someone attacks a soul under divine protection. But your transformation extends beyond merely processing their attacks. You've evolved into someone who can neutralize future threats before they fully materialize. Your presence now carries frequencies that automatically expose deception and manipulation. People with hidden agendas find themselves compelled to reveal their true intentions when in your vicinity. Those harboring malicious thoughts experience such discomfort around you that they either transform their energy or remove themselves voluntarily. The medicine you carry isn't limited to personal healing, it's planetary medicine that addresses collective wounds they represented. Your victory over their coordinated darkness has created permission for others to stand against similar forces in their own lives. The courage you demonstrated under pressure has activated dormant warrior spirits in people who had forgotten their own power. Your refusal to surrender has reminded an entire spiritual community that chosen ones don't fight alone. The quality of your daily experiences has undergone such dramatic improvement that your former life seems like a distant memory of limitation. Synchronicities occur with such frequency that planning becomes almost unnecessary. The universe arranges circumstances with mathematical precision to support your every need. Resources appear exactly when required. Information arrives precisely when needed. People enter your life at perfect moments to provide exactly what your mission requires. The academic study being conducted on your case is revealing patterns that researchers are calling unprecedented in documented cases of workplace harassment. The level of coordination, the sophistication of deception, and the complete reversal of outcomes are creating a template that institutions worldwide are using to identify and prevent similar conspiracies. Your ordeal is becoming required reading in courses on organizational psychology and spiritual resilience. Victims who had suffered in isolation are finding their voices and sharing their experiences. Perpetrators who thought their behavior would remain hidden are being exposed as patterns of abuse come to light. Your courage to stand against their assault is creating a cultural shift toward accountability that extends far beyond your individual situation. But perhaps the most profound change involves your relationship with your own power. Where once you might have questioned whether you deserved protection or success, you now operate from unshakable knowledge that you are valued by forces beyond human comprehension. Each victory feels natural rather than surprising. Each blessing feels earned rather than lucky. Each demonstration of divine favor feels like confirmation of what you've always known but perhaps hadn't fully claimed. The network of protection that became visible through this conflict extends into dimensions your enemies never imagined existed. Spiritual allies from realms they don't believe in have aligned in your defense. Earthly supporters with resources they couldn't fathom have positioned themselves as your advocates. Cosmic forces with authority they'll never understand have declared you permanently protected from future attacks of similar nature. Your former enemies are learning that attacking a chosen one activates cosmic mechanisms designed to protect those who serve humanity's highest good. Every moment they spent plotting your destruction was being observed by intelligences they refused to acknowledge. Every word they spoke in hatred was being recorded by universal systems that never forget. Every action they took in malice was being weighed on scales that measure spiritual debt with perfect accuracy. The transformation of your environment continues to accelerate as like-minded souls are drawn to your elevated frequency. Collaborations that seemed impossible are forming naturally. Projects that felt overwhelming are organizing themselves effortlessly. Goals that appeared distant are manifesting with supernatural speed. You've become a magnet for everything aligned with your highest purpose, while simultaneously repelling everything that isn't. Standing now in the full light of your vindication, you understand that their assault was never really about you. It was about what you represent to a universe evolving toward higher consciousness. They attacked not just a person but a possibility. They tried to destroy not just your success but the hope you embodied for others walking similar paths. Their defeat serves as cosmic proof that light always overcomes darkness when wielded by those who understand their true purpose.